We have a lovely turnout, ladies, which is fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for your interest in this brand new Transparency Task Force initiative. Please, everybody, just get yourselves ready to do a very, very brief introduction. Just who you are, what your organisation is, and what part of the world you're in, because that might be quite interesting to get the kind of international, dimension of this as well. Okay.
I'm happy to kick off if you want me to.
I'm going to structure it slightly differently to that, so bear with me a second.
That's all right.
Thank you very much indeed. Hi, Catherine. Lovely to see you, by the way.
Wonderful. That's all right.
Wonderful. I'm staring at a Zoom screen with, like, you know, lots and lots of ladies on it, which is absolutely fantastic. We are seriously excited about this initiative. We've had the idea of a group for females or ladies or women, however we're going to end up calling it, for quite some time. And it became obvious to us that we really thought there could be some value in having a
going on. She said, you would be surprised. She said, I don't know that there is. She said they wouldn't tell me.
Everyone on mute.
Yeah. Okay, I'm on a call now.
Okay, I've put everybody on mute, so I'll invite you to take yourselves off mute when we get to the stage when we are inviting people to introduce themselves. We've got more people coming on so far. Gosh, there's 32 here altogether, which is lovely. 33, 34. Okay, I'm going to assume that you all know nothing about the Transparency Task Force. I know that's not the case, but I want to make sure that everybody has at least a basic understanding of what we're all about. So, first of all, I'm Andy Agathangelo, and I'm joined by some of my colleagues from the TTF on the Zoom channel as well. We have Chelsea, just wave, Chelsea. Thank you, Chelsea, very good wave. Tina, please wave. There's Tina. There's Stephanie as well. Stephanie, please wave. And where's Alexandra? Alexandra somewhere. Alexandra's waving with two hands. Lovely waving, Alexandra. Thank you very much. Okay, and the Transparency Task Force is, as you probably all realise, an attempt to help reform the way the financial services sector works. Our mission is to promote ongoing reform of the financial services sector so that it serves society better. We have a vision, and the vision is to create a highly respected, and for me those two words are incredibly important, a highly respected international institution dedicated to protecting consumers' interests. And we think there's a huge need for that in the marketplace. We already have many groups. We have groups focusing on topics such as governance, another one on foreign exchange, another one on banking, another one on pensions, another one on investments. But we figured it would be really good to have a group specifically for ladies, all about the idea of tapping into, and I probably won't find the right words for this, so please don't beat me up for getting it wrong, okay? About tapping into the quality that a lot of females have, which is basically to be more sensible and more balanced and more considered in the conduct when it comes to how the financial services sector should work. And the reason I say that is because there's that pretty famous comment from Caroline, the chair of the world, used to be the chair of the World Economic Bank, who basically said, had it been Lehman Sisters, we might probably have never had a global financial crisis. And there really is some truth in that. There really is some truth in that. So over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of months, I've been having some profoundly positive conversations with Jacqueline Hill. Jacqueline, can you please wave? So we can see you, there's Jacqueline Hill. Also with Allison Edmonds. Allison, can you please wave? Thank you very much indeed. Also, she might be with us, Anne-Marie Borg. I'm not sure if she is or not. I don't think Anne-Marie's with us. And also with Susan from Red Start. Is Susan with us? No. But we've been having some absolutely first-class conversations about a number of issues. And basically where that's got to is the simple idea that it would make a lot of sense to have a brand new TTF group specifically for ladies. All we're going to do today is get the ball rolling. And because there are so many of you on the call, which is absolutely fantastic, we need to keep everyone's introductions literally to like 5 seconds, and that's about it, all right? So we're going to go in the following order. I'll give a chunk of names. We'll all intro briefly. Then I'll give another chunk of names and all intro really briefly as well. All I want to know is who you are, what your organisation is and where you are as well, just so we get a feel for the international dimension to this. And we're going to go in the following order. First of all, Alexandra Zipkers, then Chelsea, then Tina, then Stephanie, then Carol Knight. So Alexandra, please do your bit. And of course, everybody remember to unmute just before you start speaking. Thank you very much. Alexandra, over to you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alexandra. I work for the TTF. I'm head of events. Yep.
And Alexandra is in Lyon-Solent, which is in Hampshire, which is, of course, in England. Thank you very much, Alexandra. That's perfect. And same again, please, Chelsea.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chelsea. I am head of outreach at the TTF, and I'm in Pembroke, Hampshire.
Perfect. Thank you. To Tina.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tina. I am head of special projects for the TTF, and I'm in Waterlooville in Hampshire.
Thank you, Tina. And to Stephanie.
Hi everyone, my name's Stephanie. I'm the Research and Investigations Associate at TTF and I'm in Bournemouth in the UK.
Thank you, Stephanie. To Carol Knight, lovely to have you with us, Carol.
Hi, good to see you. So I don't work for TTF. So I'm the COO at the Investing and Saving Alliance. So we call that TISA for short. And I'm obviously at home. So I live just north of Peterborough in England.
Perfect, Carol. Thank you very much. The next group is as follows, please, in this order. Anna Tilba, Maria Kapadis, Leslie Cohen, hi Leslie, Lynn Coombs, Pippa, and then that will be it for the moment. So Anna, over to you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Anna Tilba. I'm Associate Professor in Strategy and Governance. A warm welcome from sunny Newcastle. Although I'm in Durham, I live in Newcastle, and finally is a nice day. Obviously, I'm an academic. My research is in governance. I have been an ambassador for Transparency Task Force for many years. So my research is in improving the levels of transparency accountability. But I'm also a kind of probably an undertone feminist, where I have students, and a lot of them are females, aspiring females, and usually I start my classes of, you know, only 7% of females are actually executives on the FTSE 500 boards. So I'm kind of like, there are more men named John than female leaders altogether. So my kind of desire to mobilize female power and kind of get in networks and actually encourage both my students, but also things that happen on the boards in the financial services sector. So get in touch with me, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm really happy to get to know everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. We need to get really short because of time, folks, but thank you for that, because you've covered off a few very good, useful points for us, Anna. One of them is this. One of the values the TTF brings is connecting people literally around the world. Please do feel free to put in your email address, your LinkedIn contact, your website, whatever you want into chat, please whack it in. We'll be circulating it not just to the people on the call, but to everybody, all the ladies in the group afterwards. So please do use this opportunity to connect with like-minded people around the world. That's great. Thank you very much, Anna. Maria Kapadis, I know where you are. Maria, tell everybody a bit about yourself if you can please.
Yeah, hi, I'm Maria Kapadis.
Maria, the volume's really low. Can you please shout, literally shout?
Hi, my name is Maria Kapadis. I am a professor in accounting at Cyprus University of Technology. I have been researching the areas of fraud, corruption, gender issues in business, and I set up Transparency International in Cyprus in 2010. I was the chair from 2010 to 2017. So my research interests are predominantly in corruption and gender. I've done some work on business ethics and gender issues. So I'd be very interested to see how we head with this group. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Maria. Because of time and because of the number of people we have, all I want, please, is name, organisation, where you are. There's going to be ample opportunity in due course for everybody to get to know each other a bit better. Thank you very much, Maria, all the way from Cyprus. And now to Leslie Cohen. Hi, Leslie.
Hi there. Hi, I'm in Plymouth, and Leslie Cohen. I've made lots of programmes for the BBC about financial matters, and particularly about transparency and cost and charges, and I'm very keen to continue looking at that.
Thanks, Leslie. Perfect, perfect. Lynn, even shorter if you could, please. Thank you.
Lynn Coombs, Security Bonds Limited. We deal with bonds for deputies, attorneys and appointees.
Super stuff. Hi, Pippa. Lovely to see you. Go for it, Pippa. You're on mute again. I'm going to come back to Pippa, if I may. So we're going to go now, Jacqueline.
No, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. Go on, off you go. Thank you.
Pippa Rudling. I work on the business development team for AMX, the Asset Management Exchange. We're an investment platform for institutional investors, and I'm based in London.
Thank you, Pippa. Next group is Jacqueline, Sue Jaffa, Allison Edmonds, Sue Flood, Federica, and then Catherine Billington. So Jacqueline, you're next.
Hi, yes, Jacqueline Hill. I'm a leadership coach and change mentor. My own business, mainly in the international development sector, but therefore understanding how finance impacts the broader environmental situation.
Thank you very much indeed, Jacqueline. Sue Jaffa. You're on mute, Sue.
Right, sorry.
That's all right.
Hi, I'm Sue Jaffa. I'm with La Trobe University in Melbourne.
So Sue, what time is it where you are?
Nearly 8:15 in the evening.
Okay, you're on the other side of the world. And I had the pleasure, folks, of staying with Sue and Nicholas, her partner, when I ran the events we ran in Australia last year. Lovely to have you with us, Sue. Thank you very much. We're going to go now to Allison Edmonds.
Hello everyone, I'm Alison. I'm Epic Steps, and that brings leadership, careers and sustainability together for all ages. And I'm based in East Lancashire, in Ramsbottom area.
Fantastic, thanks Alison. Sue Flood.
Hi, I'm Sue Flood. I've been involved in pension scams since 2011 and the TTF since 2015 in various roles, so that's it.
Thanks very much, Sue. And Sue's in
Essex.
Essex. I nearly said Sussex then. Hi, Federica. Please unmute.
Hello.
Go for it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Federica Gazzelloni. I'm an independent researcher and volunteer for the IFO. I'm an actuary, and I'm based in Italy.
Perfect, Federica. Thank you very much. Now to Catherine Billington. Hi, Catherine.
Good morning, everyone. I'm just trying to get my video back on. I'm a bit anonymous. I work for Mattielli Woods. We're a wealth management company based in Leicester, and I specialise in non-standard investments within pension schemes. So I see a whole range of investments from the truly wonderful to the not so wonderful, and that's what's led me to see what's going on with the Transparency Task Force.
Thanks, Catherine. Great that you're involved. Really is. Thank you so much, Catherine. Next group is as follows: Sarah. And I'm going to mess up the pronunciation, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Sarah Genequat, then Julia, then Louise Dolan, then Kim Schweitzer, then Hannah, then Helen Scott, then Lorelei Gray. Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm an independent financial planner based in Geneva, Switzerland. My company name is Lyra Wealth, and I wrote a book to help women take charge of their investment. The book is Women Are Worth It, and all benefits are donated to charity.
Wonderful, Sarah. That's fantastic. Please put a link to where people can buy your book in case they want to into the chat, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. Louise Dolan.
Hi there, I'm Louise Dolan. I'm one of the founders of Camarco. We're a public relations consultancy based in central London, but I live on the Essex-Suffolk border, which I've been very grateful for in lockdown.
Thank you very much, Louise. We would love to become a pro bono client of yours. Please give that a bit of thought and let me know if it's possible. Kim.
We'll seriously have a discussion about that offline.
Go for it. Thank you very much indeed. To Kim, I think this must be the 5th event you've been with us this week. Wonderful to see you once again.
Nice to see you again. I'm Kim Schweitzer. I'm the founder of a newly formed organization called Time for Change London, and I am in London.
Thank you, Kim. But Kim is from the US East Coast, if I remember rightly. Somewhere.
Yes, originally. Yep.
There we go. Thank you very much. Now to Hannah. Hi, Hannah.
Hello. So I'm a classical singer and a most unwilling victim of financial crime, where I was based in the UK.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Hannah's been a very high-profile scam victim and has been battling for quite literally years to get justice for her and other people, as has Sue Flood. Thank you, Hannah, for being with us. Helen, before I forget to mention it, I need to talk to you this morning about the letter going to the Chief Executive of the FCA, because I put a bit in there about foreign exchange. Helen, please tell everybody a bit about yourself and, of course, where you are.
Hi, I'm Helen Scott. I'm the founder and chief executive of TTF, which is an international payments firm. I'm the only female chief exec in the industry, as far as I'm aware. And I'm also an ambassador for the Transparency Task Force, and I'm in Leeds.
Thank you, Helen. Wonderful. Helen's been super supportive on a whole load of issues related to the FCA. Lorelei, lovely to see you again. It's been a while. Tell everybody who you are and where you are. Thank you.
Well, hello, I'm Lorelei Gray. I'm based in the US on the East Coast, but don't worry, I've been up for hours already. We've got a press release this morning, so I'm doing my best to stay on point. But I'm founder and current president of the nonprofit association, the ADS Initiative, or Adopting Data Standards Initiative, which seeks to create efficiencies in the data exchange between GPs and LPs. Also founder of Leah Doran Financial. Leah Doran comes from a twist on the word for lioness, and it's an homage to these strong women that I work with in this business. I'm glad to be here. I've been an ambassador for some time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lorelei. Wonderful. We're now going to have the following: Brenda, then Kate Mcewen. Hi, Kate. Then Asha, Rosie, Shona, and Gail. So Brenda's next.
Hi, I'm Brenda Sullivan. I'm currently between two organizations. I get to choose, but I come to this with a background in the city and also sustainability, corporate CSR and social value. And I am in London and right by Leicester Square, about as central as you could get.
Thank you very much, Brenda. Lovely location to be working from. Fantastic. To Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm Kate Mcewen. Like some of you, I am a veteran of the city. I am now a marketing and strategy consultant working with startups with two business partners in a company called Startup to Exit. I have been involved with the Transparency Task Force for a few years, thanks to Andy and his wonderful team. I am currently helping them with social media, sort of mentoring them on how to use social media, and I'm also becoming an ambassador and working on the pension scam task force. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your help, Kate. Much appreciated. Thank you. We now go to Asha Singh. Hello, Asha.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Jolly good. Great. Good morning. Hi, nice to see you, Andy. I'm Asha Singh. I'm the founder of Learning Through Doing. We're a boutique organisational development consultancy. I specialise currently actually in sense making and executive leadership, systemic leadership. And I'm working on new economic models. So it'd be really interesting to tout some of that around here. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Asha. And like everybody, please don't hesitate to put your contact details into the chat, which will be circulated to roughly, I think it's 600 ladies in the TTF community. Could be useful networking for you and everybody else. We now go to Rosie. Hello, Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosie Hayes, and I'm a commissioning editor. And my involvement is through Michelle Young.
Yes.
We're working together relating to the impact of offshore investments and hidden assets in divorce. But in addition, I'm involved in a case with the Solicitors Regulation Authority, the Financial Conduct Authority, and going to court in relation to family solicitors using their Section 20 exemptions to sell high interest loans to vulnerable divorcing people and mortgage fraud relating to that.
Thank you very much, Rosie. We go straight to Shona Gould.
Hello everybody, Shona Gould here. I'm a professional pension trustee for AAA Trustee Limited. I'm based in Hampshire. I'm passionate about improving financial education for children and women.
Fantastic, thank you, Shona. Hello, Janet, lovely to see you again. Please introduce yourself, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Janet Thomas. I run my own company called Touch Effects, which I designed the software which actually combs through all the transactions in the foreign exchange market, which is currently about $7 trillion. And I show exactly how much the banks are charging down to the last cent. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because I managed over $1 trillion when I was working as an investment banker for about 15, 18 years. In addition to that, I'm a financial matter expert, obviously in FX, at an organization called Prime, which is professional recognized investment market experts, which is based in The Hague. And so now and again, not too much recently, but when we had the FX scandal, I would sit with the judges and lawyers from the major law firms, advising them on the FX market.
Thank you very much, Janet. Tina, can you please pick up a task for me? Can you introduce Janet Thomas to Helen Scott by email? I'm sure ladies will be happy for that. Yeah, no objection to that. Looks cool. Because I think they've got quite a bit to talk about and comparing notes. I think you'll be very, very good contacts for each other.
Thank you, Andy.
You're most welcome. Thank you, Tina. To Bella now. Thank you, Bella.
Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Bella Caridad-Ferreira. I'm the CEO of Fundscape. So we're a research house in the UK. We're based in London, next door to MI6, and which is pretty cool. You never know if it's the safest place in the world or the most dangerous, actually. Yeah, we're a research house, so we do most of our research is for fund managers and investment platforms, etc. But we have launched a tool called CompareThePlatform.com, and we're really pushing out into the whole consumer space. And it's my job, I see it as my job, to democratize savings and investments for everyone, for ordinary people. I don't want to make rich people richer. I want to make ordinary people richer. That's my goal, basically.
Thank you very much indeed, Bella. I could see a few very very noticeable nods there when you made that last comment, Bella. Super stuff. Anne-Marie Borg, who is one of the inspirations for this group. Anne-Marie, over to you.
I'm sorry for my late arrival. I had the wrong link somehow. I'm Anne-Marie Borg. I'm based in London. I'm half French, half Swedish, and I have created a project called the Antara Project, which concentrates on education and fairness and all the things that the TTF stand for, transparency, etc. I have a background in law, French law and international law, and I'm an ambassador. Yes, delighted to be here.
Thank you very much indeed, Anne-Marie. Now we're going to go to Madeleine, then Asia. Forgive me if I mispronounced that. Then Julia, then Shelley, then Gail. Madeleine.
Hello, good morning to you all. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been being one of the last ones. It's been great just to hear all those interesting stories. My name is Madeleine Teixeira, not that wrong pronunciation. I come from Portugal, Lisbon. I'm a portfolio manager for a pension insurance company called BPI Vida e Pensões, which is part of Group CaixaBank. CaixaBank is very keen on and focus on ESG. So I'm leading the ESG area here on the pension plans, which is great. Just to let you know that my company, the insurance company, is half women, half men, and the CEO is a woman. So I think we're on the right way, right path.
Thank you very much indeed, Madeleine. That's lovely. And I may pronounce this name badly, forgive me. Is it Asia? Or,
is that me? Are you trying to pronounce Ayşe? Yes, I'm Ayşe. I'm from Turkey. I was invited here by Rosie and Michelle Connections. I only been aware of this organization last night, so I'm kind of, I think the reason I was invited is because I've been entrapped in this financial remedy case that is full of fraud and financial wrongdoings. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Thank you. We may not have your email address on our system. Okay, so can you please email me? Actually, can you please email my colleague Tina, who's about to put her email address into the chat, and just make sure that you email Tina with your email address, please, so we have you on our system, as it were. Thank you very much for being with us. Julia, lovely to see you again. Please say hi. So you're still on mute, Julia. I know we've had this problem before with your system. We're going to come back to Julia. We're going to come back to Julia when she can. Oh, no,
hi.
Please speak, Julia. Thank you.
Hi. I don't know if you can hear me. I live in the southwest, and I've had major problems with fraud and all sorts of skullduggery, which I'm pursuing at the moment. And the police commissioner, who, if you don't know, he is exposing a lot of these things. He recently supported me because I'm getting somebody to help me with my case. But what interests me about today is that I understand a while ago that there was a banking system set up for women only in India. Now, it might have started off with a minor, you know, a small amount of money, but they were in a terrible state of affairs. And it just, when I was hearing about this, I thought, oh, brilliant, this is brilliant. And also last year, recently, there'd been a high court judge in America, feminist, who had died, and she was very pro equality. And, you know, it's just brilliant to have this going and just to create a balance with everything, because that's what's happening, isn't it? It's all out of balance. It's just terrible.
Thank you,
anyway, enough.
Thank you very much, Julia. We now go to Shelley, then Gail, then Rebecca. Shelley.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm from the UK, in Surrey. I've been going through divorce litigation for the last 4 to 5 years, which have included mortgage fraud with the solicitors, hidden assets, exploitation with a Section 20 exemption. I'm still going through litigation at the moment. And I am now homeless as well as penniless. I've been financially abused, and everything you can possibly think of, actually, I've been through with divorce litigation, with my solicitors coercing me into signing this litigation loan that I didn't need.
Right.
It goes on.
Shelley, thank you very much for being with us and for sharing that. Thank you also for the earlier email to the team. We saw that this morning. Thank you, Shelley. To Gail Phillapart. Thank you, Gail.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gail Phillapart. I work for Mercer. In fact, I run a team of pension consultants advising companies on their pension arrangements based in Somerset. My real passion is about getting women to make better decisions around their financial well-being and getting to retirement whole.
Thank you, Gail. Your colleague did a great job in the Work and Pension Select Committee inquiry yesterday. I don't know if you saw it, but she certainly did. Thank you, Gail. Rebecca Self, please. Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rebecca Self. I'm from the UK originally, but now in the Netherlands. I'm the Director of Sustainable Finance at an organisation called South Pole, so environmental consulting, focusing on climate change. And for background, I was in the banking industry for 20 years prior to this, and I'm a chartered accountant. My big passion is working on climate change and transforming the financial sector to be more positive for the planet. And I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Super stuff. Wonderful, Rebecca. Thank you. We now have Pauline Green, who I think is the last member of this conversation. Pauline, lovely to see you. It's been 2, maybe 3 years. Great to see you.
Yes, hello. Nice to see you again, Andy. So I'm Pauline Green. I work for Intuit QuickBooks as the Senior Compliance and Payroll Specialist. And I also am the chair of BASDA's Payroll, Pension, HR SIG, and I'm out in the wilds of Wiltshire.
Thank you very much indeed, Pauline. Wonderful. Okay. Here's the plan for the next 10, 15 minutes or so, okay? I want to make a very important point. I think I have a role to play in this, despite the fact that I'm not female, purely in terms of facilitating what happens. But I want to challenge myself to not make any decisions whatsoever. I want all decisions to be made by the group, by yourselves. Now, that may prove to be impossible. There may come a point when I personally will need to make a decision, in which case I will. But I'm going to try to stay away from being responsible for anything, and I'm trying to stay away from making any decisions whatsoever. So everything is therefore up for discussion, and everything is going to be based upon the decisions that you collectively make. The way that you make those decisions, what kind of governance structure we have, what kind of leadership framework we have, it's all entirely up for discussion. But I'd like to put a proposal to you all, which I think might make a bit of sense. We're going to be creating a Word document in Google Drive that everybody can be able to access and everybody can edit. And in this Word document, we are basically going to create the manifesto, or whatever word we want to choose to describe it, the manifesto for the Females for Fairer Finance group. And what I'm going to do is put into this currently completely blank Word document a structure based around some questions. And the questions that I'm going to be putting into that Word document will be questions like, what should the group be called? That's not yet concrete. It's entirely up to you what we call the group. We're calling it Females for Fairer Finance currently because it seems a pretty cool thing to kick off with. But what we actually call it in the end is going to be decided by yourselves. So one question will be, what should the group be called? Another question would be, for example, what should the group concentrate on? What should the group think of its outputs as objectives? How should the group be governed and led? And those are the sorts of questions that are going to go into the Word document that you'll all be able to access and that you will all be able to edit. And what I'd like you to try to do, please, if you don't mind, is simply put your thoughts into the relevant sections in the document and feel free to add new questions in there. There may be a question that you think is significant, relevant, that ought to be part of the development of the manifesto for Females in Fairer Finance, or whatever it gets called. And that way, what we can effectively do, hopefully within literally 5, 6, 7 days from now, we'll have had all the thoughts from not just yourselves, but the X 100 other ladies who are not on the call, but who are in the group. And then we're going to be asking for volunteers. So one of the questions will be, would you like to be a volunteer to do something? If so, what would you like to volunteer to do? And I'm hoping that some of you might say, well, I'll be happy to help focus on the, for argument's sake, the governance structure. Or others might say, I'll be happy to help lead this. Others might say, I'll be happy to do some sort of operational admin, whatever it is. And what we'll then do is figure out who's volunteered to do what. All the volunteers will then have a separate Zoom meeting, probably in about 2 weeks' time. And then all the volunteers will work out how to kind of operate as a team. We'll figure out where is there duplication that we need to manage, where is there any missing gaps that we also need to manage. And in all honesty, my role in all this is simply to facilitate and try to help organize, but not to make decisions. I am really tuned into the idea that for this venture to succeed as well as it could, and I personally think it could be a massive success story for all sorts of reasons, I think the less I'm involved in decision making, the better. And I know that my team, Alexander, Chelsea, Tina, Stephanie and Bryony, all agree that the less I'm involved in decision making, the more successful.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the plan of attack. Now, what I'd like us to do is spend 4 or 5 minutes, literally 4 or 5 minutes in quiet time. Okay. Remember, quiet time, just where you can all, if you wish, put your suggestions into the chat now for what the questions ought to be within that Word document. Okay. So the overall idea will be that literally 5 minutes from now, we'll have a chat with lots of questions in it. We're not looking for answers. We're not looking for solutions. We're just basically what questions ought to be in that Word document to begin the process of creating a framework for how this group is going to operate. Now, we'll start that in just a second, but before we do, there may be questions that require clarification. Excuse the dog, my in-laws have come round, the dog gets excited when they do. So does anybody have any questions that would help me to clarify what we're going to be doing in the next 5 minutes? Just wave at me if you have a question. I think Pippa's talking. So Pippa, you might be on mute. No, Pippa's okay. All right. Does anybody have any questions to clarify what
I was taking a call.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions to clarify what I'm asking you to do? Okay. So the time is now. It is 10:35. We've got literally 5 minutes on this. Just please put into chat any thoughts you have about the questions that ought to be in the Word document that we'll use as the beginnings of creating a framework for this group. And we'll spend literally 5 minutes doing that. And if you don't mind, please put your thoughts into the chat. I'm going to contribute as well. And we start now. Thank you.
Please.
If you're not on mute, please do put yourselves on mute just so we can minimize the background noise. What should this be called?
So Chase Merlin, Chase Youngs.
Okay, what's the group called? Another one. I want to see who's not on mute because we've got a whole bunch of background noise coming through. It might be Rosie.
I think it's Shona, Andy.
It's not me, it's all quiet here.
Okay, you're quite right. It is all quiet where you are. Oh, it is shown. You're right. Yeah, it is. Thank you. What should the group's aims and objectives be? And if I didn't make it clear, can Alexandra, Tina, Chelsea, Stephanie also involve yourselves with this activity? You may well have some very good thoughts as well. Thank you. Should all meetings be on Zoom? Where there's lots of, if there's overlap, you've got effectively the same question being asked twice or more, then we'll obviously rationalize that. I'm putting a question in which is, should the group already have its own website? I think the answer is yes to that, but I'll put the question in anyway because I don't want to make decisions. Should the group I think we've got about another couple of minutes or so. Okay, does anybody need any more time? Just wave if you do. If I see waves, we'll carry on. If not, then we'll pass. Louise needs a bit more time. Carry on then. We'll get another minute or so. Don't worry if you think about a question after this, because you'll be able to add new questions into the chat. Sorry, into the document that we'll be circulating. Okay, the time is now 10:40. We've got 5 minutes left for any other business. So we'll try to do this in a reasonably organized way. I'm very happy to hear any thoughts, any comments, any questions, any concerns, whatever you want to say. We've got 5 minutes for it. All we can realistically do today is get the ball rolling. So I hope everyone's expectations were realistic about this. And clearly, I hope everybody's quite enthusiastic about what we are collectively trying to do. If you have anything to say, you're most welcome to say it, but please just wave your hand before we invite you to mute. Helen Scott, please unmute and go for it, Helen.
Hi, Andy. Yeah, I've put this in the comments section, but it's probably worth saying. It's been so interesting listening to the vast array of issues and interests and problems and all sorts, and it's clear that it's a very, very wide agenda that we have here. Obviously, this is the Transparency Task Force. It seems to me that we need to centre whatever our aim is around increasing transparency. And I think it would be a good idea if everybody could think about how increased transparency would help their cause, whether it's a personal cause or a professional cause.
Thank you, Helen. That sounds like that could have been a plant, but I promise you it wasn't. But thank you very much indeed, Helen. Wonderful. I can see Leslie appreciate the comment as well. Thank you, Helen. Would anybody else like to say anything? Leslie Kerwood, please unmute and share your thoughts, please, Leslie. Thank you.
I think I'd really like to support that, in that I think we have to be really careful about maybe not just having such a huge agenda about women in finance, that actually it means we're not as useful. We have to be, I think, very focused on what we want to do, and it has to be about transparency, because otherwise there are other groups that exist that you could go to promote more general things about women in finance. So I think it's really about the transparency for me, but maybe not for other people.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm just putting a new question into the chat off the back of your comment and Helen's. Are there any specific causes we should campaign for? I guess I should really be saying you should campaign for, but you know what I'm trying to say. We should campaign for. Thank you very much. Tessa Younger has just joined us. She hasn't yet had a chance to say hello because she's just joined us. Tessa, if you can hear me, feel free to unmute yourself and tell everybody who you are.
Hi, sorry. I'm so sorry to arrive late, everybody. Just got caught up with other things. I'm Tessa Younger. I'm Head of Engagement at Pensions Investment Research Consultants. And just, yes, sorry to have missed so much, but please do include me in future and any helps on this.
Thank you, Tessa. And just tell us, where are you physically? Where are you geographically, Tessa?
Well, PERC is based in London Docklands, but I'm in East Sussex at the moment. We continue to work mainly from home.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Tessa. Okay, super stuff. Does anybody else have anything else that they would like to share before we go to the next stage? Janet, please speak.
I think this is in support of Helen and Leslie's comments, but Andy, I remember when you started the Transparency Task Force, and when I look at where the task force is today, I think, and given what I do also, I think you've been incredibly successful. I think that whatever we decide to do, yes, it should continue to focus on transparency, but also the end result must be impactful for the general population, or particularly the consumer. Because one of the things that I see at The Hague when I'm sitting with the judges and also the lawyers is that there's still this question about, are we protecting the consumer? And I think when I think about pensions, I mean, we talk about scams, but for me, one of the most opaque areas in finance is when FX is used for pensions. There's no transparency around that area. The banks and the asset managers may say there is, but I will argue quite firmly there is zero transparency for the end consumer. So I think whatever we do, the consumer should be front and forward in our minds, and how we give absolute transparency. So for the hardworking men and women who get up honestly every day and go to work, they know exactly where their pennies, pounds are being spent and how it's being spent.
Thank you very much, Janet. Your comment is causing me to want to share something with you.
Sorry.
No, it's really good. Helen and I have been working on one of the issues you just raised for quite some time. So I'm just going to share something with you. I hope you can do this well. Here we go. So what you're looking at now is a draft of a document we're going to be sending the chief exec of the FCA, the new chief exec. It's basically a kind of a wish list of things that we want the FCA to focus on. There's one particular bit which I'm going to highlight here, which is do much more to prevent consumers being harmed, particularly through clamping down on misleading online advertising by scammers and some foreign exchange companies. I'll follow up separately with examples of misleading advertising in the FX market. Because of input from Helen and others in the group and people like yourself, Janet, we are very, very aware that there is a whole load of extremely misleading stuff out there that for reasons we can't really understand yet, we are aware the regulators have not properly clamped down on yet. So absolutely in full agreement with you on that. Okay, we're going to draw things to a close very shortly, unless anybody has anything that they are absolutely desperate that they want to share. in which case, I think we could bring it to a close. So thank you all very, very much indeed for your interest in this initiative. I think it's going to be a roaring success. If it is a roaring success, it'll be because of what you do to make it so. Let's set off with the general intent of trying to do something good, trying to make the world a better place. Let's try to set off the intent of creating a platform for the female voice in a way that hasn't really been done before. So thank you all very much. I promise you, I want to do as little other than just facilitate and organize as possible. It's all going to be down to you guys and you girls to do whatever you want to do. Thank you very much. We'll say cheerio. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank
Bye.
you.